supreme victory.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to eat.
Oh boy, Adele. Adele. I think, well, that's kind of how it's spelled, right? Like Adele, but it's Adele. She, this is such a weird story because she's being thin shamed. Did I say thin? She's being thin shamed, and I feel like the internet has amnesia or something because this isn't the first time this has happened, because Adele has been working on losing weight for a long time. I mean, let's just even talk about last year. In the fall, Adele kind of shows up, has some pictures, she's looking good. I think she even has a picture with Drake at around the same time period. And people are like, holy crap, she's losing a lot of weight. This is insane. And then a lot of people were applauding her efforts and saying she's looking fantastic, which she definitely was. She was looking really good. She was killing it. And then people came out of the woodworks and were talking shit. They were like, oh, I can't believe you guys are focusing on this. Just because she's thin doesn't mean she wasn't beautiful before, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, that's not what anybody was saying. It's just that Adele has been clearly working on her weight loss for a long time, and she's killing it. And congratulations to her. I mean, it's as simple as that. But look at, okay, so first of all, I said that she's been working on this for a long time. I don't know Adele that well. I legitimately know her song Rolling in the Deep and Hello, and that's all I know about her. Besides that, I do know that she's been losing weight, because when she first bursted onto the scene, she was very thick. Very, very thick. And then I'm talking about, like, let's say a few years ago, she lost some pounds. Like, she started thinning out a little bit, but she was still chubby, you know? And I think people were just like, oh yeah, this is great, good. I think it was because since she was still chubby, all the people that are mad that she's thin, they weren't really saying anything. It wasn't until she started losing closer to like the 70-pound mark and stuff like that where people were really angry. They're like, oh, how could you do this? Or people like, they're saying that the term they use, glow up. Oh, this is a glow up. And like, no, this isn't a glow up. And she was amazing and this doesn't change anything. And it's like, dude, no one is talking about any of her other accolades. No one's talking about like, oh yeah, this now makes her more talented or anything. Doesn't matter. Adele made a choice to get healthy, and it should be celebrated 100% of the time. 100% of the time. It is so asinine when people get mad when people lose weight. Like, I saw headlines that were just so silly. I gotta pull these up right now. I'm pretty sure I screenshotted them. Hopefully I did, because I don't want to be wasting my time and your guys' time, of course. But here we go. So this is it says, F off, skinny Adele. I loved you just the way you were. Can you imagine saying that to somebody? They bust their ass and then they lose all this weight, and then you're like, screw you, man. You were way better when you were fat. It was kind of like, say, I remember Will Sasso. They did a sketch on that in Mad TV where he lost a lot of weight. And then there was just a bunch of people saying, you were way funnier when you were fat. And then he went on like a binge and started eating all of this food so he can be funny again. But, you know, obviously it's BS. I legitimately thought he got funnier when he thinned out a little bit, started working out, killing it. And I think he was much happier and was able to focus on his comedy a lot more instead of being extremely unhealthy. And so I'm pretty sure this is going to, you know, make Adele a lot happier, I'm assuming. So let's fast forward to we're in the middle of this pandemic, or, you know, I don't know, middle towards the end, whatever. She posts a picture on Instagram saying like, thanks for the birthday wishes, and showing her looking very thin, very healthy. And that's when things exploded again, because, you know, there was only like not as much BS as there were before, even though she was pretty thin late last year. Now she's lost even more weight. And she's wearing a very nice dress and just looking really thin, to some people looking unrecognizable. And I guess I can agree with that, because I never really paid that much attention to Adele. And then, of course, from her being to how large she was before and then losing like 100 pounds, yeah, a lot of people are unrecognizable when that happens. like for sure. So that's not really a big deal. I think it's just kind of like the honest truth. I'm not trying to say anything positive or negative, really. It's just a thing, you know? Like you see somebody that used to weigh a lot and then they don't weigh a lot anymore and you're like, wow, you look very different. And so there you go. So that's when things really exploded, and that's when you started seeing articles. I'm pretty sure I have other ones too that I just didn't, or other things, people sharing things like this says right here. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm gutted that Adele is now skinny. There's another one right there. This one says, why the photo of a new slimmer Adele makes women like me feel uncomfortable. Just imagine it. It's just someone killing it, right? And being healthy is making someone else feel uncomfortable. See, these are the people that are damaged, in my opinion. Like, honestly, they're honestly damaged. Because when I see something that should be inspirational, they see something that makes them feel like trash. It's like, no, like, say when I go to the gym and I see someone like that's just yoked and in fantastic shape, or when I see some of the favorite celebrities or people that I look up to, when I see them, they're just jacked and ripped. I'm just like in awe, and I'm like, dude, I want to be that. I don't feel like ashamed and like, oh man, I'm so fat and out of shape. It doesn't make me feel bad. It inspires me legitimately. It gives me like fire. Like it gets me like, dude, I need to work harder so I can look closer to that. And it's like, say for example, I was just watching UFC 249, and Francis Ngannou, he was on the card, and this dude is just a genetic specimen. Like, obviously, he works incredibly hard to get there, but also genetics play a role too. But I'm just saying, though, when I see that, I'm like, damn, what am I doing? I need to get up off my ass and work harder. I need to work much harder so I can even aspire to something even remotely close to that. And so I feel like the people, especially the women, that with the low self-esteem and they feel bad when they see Adele, I'm like, dude, Adele has been losing weight for years. This isn't just an overnight process like some people seemed like it was. That's why it was so weird to me seeing how people were so shocked that they're like, oh my God, she's so thin. I'm like, dude, she's been working on it. Yeah. You didn't see last year? You didn't see the comparisons from when she first, bursted onto the scene and then to where she like started thinning out? Like, it's been a process. I think she did it right, man. Now, maybe in the most recent months, she like took it like a step further. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really pay that much attention to her, but I pay attention enough to where at least when I remember Adele being like, oh yeah, that fat chick sings really well. She's great. What a great voice. And then seeing her later and I'm like, oh wow, she's lost a lot of weight. Good for her. Like, for reals, man. Like, seriously, it's nothing but positivity. Like, say, when you see Adele doing stuff like that, this is real body positivity. This is how you should really take care of yourself and say when the people that are always trying to, say body positivity is accepting everybody at all sizes. And I'm like, look, obviously you shouldn't be shitting on people because they're fat, right? That could be very damaging. I get that. I understand that. However, if you want to be honest with people, if you want to be real about it, it's like, hey, I'm worried about you. I'm concerned for your well-being. You are a planet, and people that are planet-sized don't live very long. They have a bunch of health issues, and you have a lot of people that try to stay healthy at every size. You've seen articles and all these things in fat activists. I'm sure I've made videos on fat activists before. I remember there's this one girl, I can't even remember her name right now, but I do remember her. She has tattoos and she's like a fucking whale, and she's a model, and it's just like, you're going about this the wrong way. You're going about this the wrong way. And here's the honest truth with all of those people that are saying that they accept their size and they love themselves being thick and all this shit. The real truth is that if they woke up one day and they just happen to be in pristine shape, like say a gym girl, like a gym addict that's just very firm and is in tip-top shape, they would love it. They would be over the moon, like, holy shit, I look amazing. I'm gonna take 2 trillion pictures. That's the honest truth. All these thick girls and stuff that are trying to say that they're happy, they're fucking lying. All of them. The only ones that aren't are the ones, there's people that are mentally, they're damaged to the point where there's some people that want to be legitimately blind. Like you saw the girl that poured bleach in her eyes so she can be disabled. There's people like that are messed up in the head. And that's just honesty. That's just real talk. Like if you had the opportunity to be slim, firm, powerful, strong, healthy, all that good stuff. Like if you could just by the flick of a switch, of course you would take it. No one wouldn't take it that is in their right mind. So yes, it is all positive and it is all good when Adele does stuff like that. When she kills it, it should be all applauding. And no one said, not one person said that it took anything away. I don't know anybody that was just like, oh, you're a better person. Like, well, I don't think anybody said that. I don't think there's anybody that was just like, unless there's people that are just ultra haters and they're disgusted by fat people, which I'm sure there are people that are like that. But those are like the people that are scared. They're terrified of ever becoming fat. They maybe have some OCD type of stuff to them. Shit like that. I think there's always exceptions to the rule, but the overwhelming majority of people just recognize that people that are healthy and fit are just more attractive. They look better. They basically, it comes to even a biological level to where, say, you want to mate, you want to hook up with people that are healthy. When you see someone that looks gross, when you see someone that looks unhealthy, when you see someone that that can look like they're disease ridden or anything like that, typically you want to stay away from them because, oh, you probably think they're not going to last very long. So when somebody sees somebody like morbidly obese, you're kind of like, well, you know, you got to get a hold of that because you may not be around this earth as long. And that's a turnoff, unfortunately, because I want to be, if I'm going to be with somebody, I want to be with them. I want them to live a long and healthy lifestyle. You know, I mean, and look, I'm not even coming from a place of like, I'm coming from a place where it's like, I definitely recognize that I can stand to lose some weight. You know, over the years, I've gained some weight. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, I got to get to work. I've had a lot of excuses. I've had some legitimate excuses, but I've gotten over most of my hurdles. And so at this point, it's like, okay, I recognize that it's time to put in some work. Pandemic slowed things down with the gym. Didn't have gym equipment, but I've been working, slowly accumulating some things, and it's like it's time to get to work. You know, I recognize that I need to be healthier and in better shape. I'm pretty sure people watching me would probably agree if they look at my videos from like 4 or 5 years ago. They would say, yeah, I think you looked better then. And it's like, it's just not even mean. It's just an honest truth. So straight up, Adele looks great. Congrats to her for killing it. And we should all learn something from her that, dude, you just put in that work and you can really get the shit done. She didn't do it overnight, man. So if y'all are trying to lose some weight, just work on it. Sustainability.